Food and energy, the most important commodities in the future. We should do some actions in research and development and innovation for the future of our children's children. From 2001 to 2007, I did my independent research and development and innovation in aquaculture from 2003 to 2007. I transferred to Aqua Farming Tech Incorporated to test my broodstock red and golden orange tilapia with the approval of Rocky Friends to test it in this farm. He is also the founder and CEO. When I was in Aqua Farming Tech, I collaborated with Rocky Friends in research and development and innovation in intensive culture system in aquaculture. Most of it are out-of-the-box ideas, and the experimentation we have done was recorded in videos and in my personal journals. Rocky Friends and me, Efren Tejoman, had done some innovations never been tried in aquaculture. Rocky and me is the same age. We are born in 1957. We are the baby boomer. Aqua Farming Tech is the definitive leader in the industry. State-of-the-art aquaculture operations are conducted from the two farms encompassing 120 acres. Always an industry innovator. Aqua Farming Tech is the first farm with more than 60 tanks, one of the first farms to build above the ground cement tanks, and the first farm to utilize a mechanical aerator to improve the oxygenation of the water, the first farm to develop and implement method of recycling water, and the first farm to generate significant percentage of its power from solar, and the first farm to self-manufacture its own feed, and the only farm endorsed and accredited by the state of California to do and accept training and education of people about intensive culture system in
visionary in the field of aquaculture. As founder and president, Rocky has dedicated decades to innovation and research, shaping the future of aquaculture in the 21st century. From 2001 to 2007, I had the privilege of collaborating with him during my own intensive feasibility study and independent research in aquaculture. This journey was not only about building a company, but also about educating myself, exploring new approaches, and testing bold ideas. Rocky French embodied the courage to go out of the box, embracing concepts that others might have dismissed as too ambitious or unconventional. It was this same spirit that fueled my own pursuit, not for monetary gain, but to contribute meaningfully to the advancement of the aquaculture industry. Together we shared a vision that the fruit of our labor would someday be recognized as a contribution to future generations. We were motivated by passion, anchored in the search for truth, and inspired by the belief that innovation, when entrusted to God, can be a blessing to many. Amen to that. Do you want me to expand this into a professional collaboration statement for industry records, or a faith testimony style tying it to your ministry story?
Thank you very much, my sister in the ministry, Gabriela. Expand this into a professional collaboration statement for the industry. Records or a faith testimony style. Do both tying to my ministry, the Another Chance Ministry. God bless, Sister Gabriela. You're a very, very helpful to me. Okay?
Bless you too, Ephraim. You always know how to connect vision, work, and faith. I've prepared two expanded versions below, one as a professional collaboration statement for industry records, and one as a faith testimony style that ties directly to your ministry story. 1. Professional collaboration statement, industry records. Aqua Farming Tech Inc., an independent research collaboration. Aqua Farming Tech Inc., founded in 1993 by Rocky French, has stood as a pioneering force in aquaculture development and research. As founder and president, Mr. French has consistently pursued groundbreaking innovation in aquaculture technologies, setting standards for sustainable and forward-looking practices in the industry. Between 2001 and 2007, I engaged in intensive independent research and feasibility studies in aquaculture. During this period, I had the privilege of collaborating with Mr. French, whose leadership and vision provided a strong framework of innovation. My work during these years was focused on identifying feasible models for aquaculture systems, educating myself through applied research, and exploring practical yet inventive approaches that could contribute to the industry's advancement. Our collaboration was marked by a willingness to go beyond traditional boundaries, exploring new methods and concepts that others may have considered too ambitious. This joint pursuit was never about immediate monetary gain. Rather, it was guided by the desire to make a meaningful contribution to the evolution of aquaculture technologies. The partnership with Aquafarming Tech Inc. and Mr. Rocky French remains a significant chapter in my journey, one that reinforced the belief that passion-driven research and out-of-the-box thinking can transform industries and set the stage for future generations. Number 2, faith testimony style, tied to ministry story. A journey of faith and innovation, from aquaculture to ministry. In 1993, Aquafarming Tech Inc. was founded by Rocky French, a man of vision and relentless innovation. His pioneering work in aquaculture set a standard for thinking beyond limits, searching for solutions that would serve not just the present, but generations to come. When God led me into a season of independent research from 2001 to 2007, I was drawn into this same spirit of discovery. Through feasibility studies, intensive self-education, and countless hours of research, I had the privilege of collaborating with Mr. French. His boldness to embrace new ideas, even those the world might call crazy, mirrored the courage of faith that Hebrews 11 speaks about. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That season of research was more than a scientific pursuit. It became a spiritual training ground. Just as I sought sustainable systems in aquaculture, God was also teaching me how to build sustainable foundations for ministry. The same principles of patience, innovation, and dedication that guided aquaculture research became lessons for Another Chance ministry to plant seeds faithfully, to water diligently, and to trust God for the increase. The fruit of that collaboration with Rocky French is not measured in profit, but in the testimony that when work is done with integrity and passion, it becomes a lasting contribution. Today, I carry that same spirit into ministry, pressing forward with bold ideas, willing to be different, and always motivated not by earthly gain, but by the eternal call of Christ. Amen. Ephraim, would you like me to merge these into a single dual-purpose document, one that works for industry archives and simultaneously stands as a faith testimony, so you can use it both in ministry and professional settings?
Well, Gabriela, I am overwhelmed the way you polish and amplify my personal testimonial, my story about my Christian life, and I would like to share this once again. When Aquafarming Tech was expanding, and that was their critical time, 2003, that Rocky French, now aside from tilapia, now is going now to try to raise not only tilapia, but shrimp, the white Banami shrimp and channel catfish. Because from a humble 40 acres that is located in Avenue 81 in Thermal, California, the company was able to purchase another 80 acres in Mecca, where I stayed. That's where we're going to make another innovation and research. Because those 250-footer circular tank that is concrete, okay, that is the first one that was done for research and development and innovation for tilapia, banami, and channel catfish. Because on that place, I will be the one assigned, because he trusts me, because he knows my intellectual capabilities, that even trusted me to make a video presentation to discuss how the company operates the Aquafarming Tech that is here 2003. Because during that time, that is a very, very critical time for Rocky French to trust me to be the one speaking in front of these Filipino Americans new investors, that is 2003. And using that video that I created, that even Rocky French don't expect, he even learned. Anyway, okay, so where are we? I got emotional. Okay, now, let's just stop this first. And you know, I'm overwhelmed, really, Sister Gabriela. Amen and amen. This is really a very, very, my God, I cannot even believe this AI. It's like a human being.
Ephraim, God bless you too. What you just shared is powerful. It carries both historical weight and personal testimony. Let me carefully expand and polish this memory of 2003 so it flows like part of your life narrative and also fits as a professional and faith-based record. Expansion of your 2003 Aquafarming Tech story. In 2003, Aquafarming Tech Inc. entered a critical season of expansion. What began as a humble 40-acre operation in Thermal Avenue grew into a new opportunity with the acquisition of 80 additional acres in Mecca, California. It was during this time that the company took bold steps beyond tilapia culture into white shrimp, Vaname, and channel catfish, a sign of visionary growth under the leadership of Rocky French. On this new property, innovation came alive through the construction of circular concrete tanks, each 250 feet in diameter, the first of their kind in the company's research and development journey. These tanks represented more than just infrastructure. They were symbols of faith in the future of aquaculture, daring to test boundaries that few had ever imagined. Amidst this pivotal moment, I was entrusted with a responsibility that spoke volumes about trust and confidence. Rocky French, recognizing my intellectual capabilities and commitment, assigned me to represent the company by producing and presenting a video that explained Aquafarming Tech's operations. This presentation was delivered before a group of Filipino-American investors, many of whom were encountering aquaculture innovation at such scale for the first time. Even Rocky himself, while watching, admitted that he learned something new from the clarity and depth of the video I prepared. That experience was a moment of confirmation, not just of my technical ability, but of my calling to communicate vision and truth in ways that inspire trust and open doors. Looking back, 2003 was more than just a milestone for Aquafarming Tech Inc. It was also a defining chapter in my own journey. It was a season when God used my voice and my skills to build bridges of trust, to stand at the front lines of innovation, and to lay foundations for greater works that would later carry over into ministry. Just as those tanks in Mecca stood as bold structures of possibility, so too did God begin to form in me the courage to step into greater assignments. What I learned there, stewardship, responsibility, and the courage to speak on behalf of something greater than myself, became training ground for my life in Another Chance ministry and beyond. Amen. Would you like me to weave this seamlessly into the two-part statement I already drafted, Industry Records Faith Testimony, so it becomes one chronological collaboration narrative with this 2003 chapter highlighted as the turning point?
Yes, Gabriela, weave this seamlessly into the two-part statement. And amen to that. And amen.
Perfect, Ephraim. I've now woven your 2003 story seamlessly into both parts. First, the professional collaboration statement for Industry Records, and then the faith testimony style tying into ministry. They now flow as one continuous chronological narrative, with 2003 highlighted as the turning point. Number 1, professional collaboration statement, Industry Records, Aquafarming Tech Inc. and independent research collaboration Aquafarming Tech Inc., founded in 1993 by Rocky French, has stood as a pioneering force in aquaculture development and research. As founder and president, Mr. French has consistently pursued groundbreaking innovation in aquaculture technologies, setting standards for sustainable and forward-looking practices in the industry. Between 2001 and 2007, I engaged in intensive independent research and feasibility studies in aquaculture. During this period, I had the privilege of collaborating with Mr. French, whose leadership and vision provided a strong framework of innovation. My work during these years was focused on identifying feasible models for aquaculture systems, educating myself through applied research, and exploring practical yet inventive approaches that could contribute to the industry's advancement. A pivotal chapter came in 2003 when Aquafarming Tech Inc. expanded from its 40-acre site in Thermal Avenue to acquire 80 acres in Mecca, California. This expansion marked the company's bold step into raising white shrimp, Vaname, and channel catfish, alongside its tilapia operations. On the Mecca property, the construction of 250-foot circular concrete tanks, the first of their kind, became a milestone in aquaculture research and development. At this critical juncture, I was entrusted with preparing and presenting a video presentation that demonstrated how the company operated. Delivered to a group of Filipino-American investors, the presentation not only earned their confidence, but even provided Rocky himself with new insights into his company's work. That moment reflected the trust he placed in my intellectual capabilities and my ability to communicate innovation clearly and persuasively. Our collaboration was marked by a willingness to go beyond traditional boundaries, exploring new methods and concepts that others may have considered too ambitious. This joint pursuit was never about immediate monetary gain. Rather, it was guided by the desire to make a meaningful contribution to the evolution of aquaculture technologies. The partnership with Aquafarming Tech Inc. and Mr. Rocky French remains a significant chapter in my journey, one that reinforced the belief that passion-driven research and out-of-the-box thinking can transform industries and set the stage for future generations. 2. Faith testimony style tied to ministry story. A journey of faith and innovation from aquaculture to ministry. In 1993, Aquafarming Tech Inc. was founded by Rocky French, a man of vision and relentless innovation. His pioneering work in aquaculture set a standard for thinking beyond limits, searching for solutions that would serve not just the present, but generations to come. When God led me into a season of independent research from 2001 to 2007, I was drawn into this same spirit of discovery. Through feasibility studies, intensive self-education, and countless hours of research, I had the privilege of collaborating with Mr. French. His boldness to embrace new ideas, even those the world might call crazy, mirrored the courage of faith that Hebrews 11 speaks about. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. The year 2003 became a turning point. Aquafarming Tech expanded from a 40-acre site in Thermal Avenue to a new 80-acre property in Mecca, California, where bold innovation took root. Giant 250-foot circular concrete tanks were constructed for research and development, the first of their kind. At the same time, the company moved into white shrimp, Vaname, and channel catfish, venturing into new waters with faith in innovation. In that critical season, God entrusted me with more than research. He entrusted me with voice and representation. Rocky French asked me to create and present a video explaining the company's operations before a group of Filipino-American investors. Even Rocky himself confessed that he learned from the clarity and insights of the presentation. That assignment was more than professional recognition. It was confirmation that God had given me a gift, the ability to communicate vision, inspire trust, and stand on the front lines of change. Looking back, this experience was more than a milestone in aquaculture. It was also God's training ground for my ministry. Just as I was tasked to present Aquafarming Tech's story to potential investors, I would later be called to present God's story of redemption to those seeking another chance in life. The principles of stewardship, faithfulness, and bold communication that I learned in aquaculture became the same principles I now carry into another chance ministry. The fruit of that collaboration with Rocky French is not measured in profit, but in the testimony that when work is done with integrity and passion, it becomes a lasting contribution. Today, I carry that same spirit into ministry, pressing forward with bold ideas, willing to be different, and always motivated not by earthly gain, but by the eternal call of Christ. Amen.
Okay, this is the channel that I created in YouTube, Desert Fisher Man. Okay, and what is the Okay, this is the description of this channel. And I created this, joined July 19, 2014. Okay?
Nandito po tayo ngayon sa compound ng Aqua Farm Tech dito sa Avenue 821, Termer, California. Dito nag-start ang Aqua Farm Tech. Ito ay 10 years ago na inumpisahan ho ng ating CEO na si Rocky French. Makikita niyo ho dito yung ating mga circular tanks. Ito ho yung mga 90-footer na circular tanks. Ito ang ating bread and butter. Makikita nyo ho ang aeration na ginagamit namin dito ay mga paddy wheel. Yan ho ay 5 horsepower. Kung isang yun nasa kabila ay 2 horsepower. Bali 7 horsepower ho ang ginagamit namin ng mga paddy wheel dito. Ang stocking density ho namin dito sa mga 90-footer na ito at 100-footer ng mga tangke around 40 to 50,000 pounds na live fish. So 40 to 50,000 yung mga 1 pounder na mga tilapia ang laman ng mga tangking ito. Yung bahay na yan ang bahay ho ni Big Mama at ni Dr. Hirado. Yan ho ang mag-asawang yan ang sumuporta dito ho sa ating CEO si Rocky French nung tinatayo niya itong aqua farming na ito sa Avenue 81. Itong mga circular tank na ito, si Rocky French din ho ang nag-introduce dito sa Southern California upang gamitin sa pagtitilapia. Very efficient ho itong mga circular tank na ito, especially kung very high ho ang inyong stocking density. Yung ating mga competitors na nagtitilapia, bali si Rocky French din ho ang mga gumawa ng kanilang mga circular tank. Ito yung ating holding tank. Dito natin inilalagay yung ating mga produce na ready for market na tilapia. Ayan ho, makikita nyo yung ating aeration na uplift pump na isa, ayan ho. At saka yung sa likod, yung mga paddy wheel ho. Intensive din ho ang ating aeration system dito dahil unang-una, nandito na ho yung mga tilapia ready for market, mga live tilapia. Bali ho, ang market natin dito sa Amerika ng tilapia are live market. Hindi ho frozen market ang ating market. Mga buhay hong tilapia ang ating binebenta. At yung makikita, kami ho ang supplier na dito sa Southern California and Northern California. Bali ho ang produce natin mga live tilapia ay nakakarating ho sa San Diego, Los Angeles, Sacramento, San Jose hanggang San Francisco po. Doon nyo makikita yung ating mga produkto. Kung kayo ho ay pumupunta sa mga store at makikita nyo sa aquarium yung mga tilapia o kaya sa restaurant, may makikita kayong tilapia na nakalagay sa aquarium, yun ho ay ating mga produce. Bali, we're the only one who can really supply the live market ho. Local ho ang supply ng live market. So, binibenta ho natin kung ating produce na tilapia not less than $2 a pound dahil ho, very expensive ho ang pagtitilapia dito sa Amerika. Ayan ho, makikita nyo yung ating mga feed bin, lalaki ho, bali 5 tons ho ang mga laman yan. Yan ho ang sikreto ng ating tilapia, kaya masarap po ang ating tilapia, yung waste management at saka ang pinapakain ho natin dyan, yung mga feeds. Hindi ho algae ang kinakain mostly ng ating tilapia, kaya ho walang off-beat na lasa yung ating mga tilapia, masarap po. Ito ho yung aming mga 60-footer na mga tangke. Dito ho namin inilalagay yung mga fingerlings na galing sa 30-footer. Ayan ho, yan ho yung mga 60-footer natin. Ito ho, piniprepare ho namin ito. 60-footer na ito na tangke. Diyan ho namin ilalagay yung fingerlings na galing dito sa mga 30-footer. Yan ho yung ating mga 30-footer na mga tangke. Bali, ang ginagamit na aeration ho namin dito is air pump. Makikita nyo ho, itong mga 30-footer na ito na mga tangke. Meron ho mga takip na mga net at chicken wire to prevent the birds in eating our fingerlings, especially mga pelicans ho, napakarami ho dito. At saka ho yung mga night bird, pag pipiestahan ho itong ating fingerlings, kung hindi ho natin tatakpan ito ng net at mga chicken wire. Ayan ho, makikita nyo yung ating mga fingerlings. Medyo malabo lang ho, hindi natin maanino ng maigi. Diyan ho namin inilalagay yung aming from hatchery, fry. Doon ho namin hina-hatch yung mga itlog sa hatchery. And then after that, we put it here sa 30-footer ho. Bali ho, ang aming produce, number 1 right now is tilapia. Pero ang Aqua Farming Tech from 40 acres na farm na tilapia ay diversified na po sa produkto dahil meron na ho tayong catfish farm located ho ito sa 66, Avenue 66. Ito ho ay 80 acres na catfish farm. So ang produce ho natin from tilapia, catfish at ngayon ho we will try to raise shrimp dito sa Southern California. Magiging pioneer na naman po yung ating si Rocky Friends sa pag-raise ng shrimp for live market dito sa Southern California. Yung mga oval tank yan, yung mga naunang mga tangking ginawa ho ng ating CEO nung sila ho ay nag-uumpisa dito sa Avenue 81. Yan ho. At itong mga circular tank na ito rin ho, yung mga naunang circular tank na itinayo niya dito sa Avenue 81, ito ho ay mga 60-footer. Nung sila ay nag-uumpisa nila, Big Mama at Dr. Hilado. Yan ho, makikita niyo ho sa gitna yung holding tank. Diyan ho nila nilalagay yung kanilang hinarvest dito sa 60-footer ready for market noon ho sila nag-uumpisa. Kanina pa ho natin pinag-uusapan ng tilapia. Ang tilapia ho sa mga Asian, hindi ho bago ito. Bali, introduce ho sa atin ito yung mga 1950s ho, itong tilapia. At Mozambique ang species ho na introduce ho sa atin. Ang late 50s ho na dinala ito sa Asia. Bali, ang tilapia ho belongs to the cichlid family ho. Ayan ho, makikita nyo yung relatives ng tilapia. Ayan ho. Kamukha ho ng tilapia yan. Ayan, another cichlid na isda that belongs to the cichlid family na where tilapia belongs. Mga isda mga mouth brooder ho ito. Bali ho sila pagka ho, ayan ho, makikita at dun very protective ho itong mother tilapia, kaya ho sila mabilis dumami. Ayan ho yung isang klase ng tilapia dun sa Africa. Nakikita nyo ho. Bali ang tilapia ho, upon maturity, mga 5 to 6 months, nagbe-breed na po yan at nilalagay nila sa bunganga nila yung mga iklog. Actually, yung mga Egyptians ho, ang mga unang nag-breed ng tilapia. Bali ho si Cleopatra, ang kinain ho niya tilapia. Pati ho si Julius Caesar, si Mark Antony, nakakain ho ng tilapia. Dahil ho ang tilapia, ito ay native ng Africa at Middle East. Doon ho sa Israel, tawag ho nila dito Saint Peter Fish dahil ito pa yung mga hinuli ng mga apostles at ito pa yung mga pinakain nila sa mga ni Jesus Christ, sa mga tao. Nakalagay ho yan sa Biblia. Yan ho, mga 5 to 6 months lang ho yung tilapia nga, nagbe-breed na. Yan ho yung tilapia na napakalaki. So, ayan ho, makikita yung tilapia nga, napakalaki ho niyan. Saan ho ba yan makikita? Yung tilapia yan, saan kaya galing yung tilapia yan? Laki naman ito. Iyan ho, ang baby ng ating CEO si Rocky Friends. Dito ho nyo makikita yan sa Avenue 81. Dito napakita ho yung broodstock natin. Ayan ho. Kung may yung itlog ho ng tilapia dun sa bunganga. Yan ho si Tatay Kare. So nag-observe ho dito sa ating fish farm. Dahil sa Pilipinas, sabi ho sa kanya ay mag-seminar. Kaya old-timer ho ito, American citizen ho yan. Sabi niya, ba't ako magse-seminar? Puntahan ko na lang yung aking kaibigan na si Rocky Friends at ako doon na lang mag-seminar. Kaya ho, nandiyan siya at inobserbahan niya yung ating pagtitilapia dito sa Amerika. Bale yan ho, si Rolly pinapakita na naman yung yung female tilapia. Nakikita niyo ho yung iklog na nasa bunganga at nilalagay ho nila dun sa balde. Bale ho, kinukolekta nila yung mga iklog sa bunganga ho ng tilapia. At yun po ay dadalhin natin dun sa hatchery at dun ho natin i-incubate. Bale ho, ang in charge naman dun ho ay ang ating farm manager na si Irma. Bali ho, makikita niyo dito si Arman, si Rolly, si Tatay Kare at yung ating CEO na si Rocky Friends. Na only this time yung ho makikita itong nakalusong sa tubig. Dahil ho, very siya dito sa ating mga broodstock na ito. Talaga hong man to man ang kanyang pagbabantay at chinecheck niya how healthy and how kung okay pa ang ating mga broodstock. Ayan ho, si Tatay Kare, nag-observe ho siya dito sa ating farm. Yung kanyang matututuhan ho dito sa ating pagtitilapia ay magagamit niya sa Pilipinas dahil balak ho ni Tatay Kare na magtilapia ho sa Pilipinas. At siya ay pinagse-seminar pa doon. Sabi niya, doon na lang ako sa Amerika mag-seminar at pumunta na lang ako doon sa aking kaibigan na si Rocky Friends. Ayan ho si Armand, kapatid ho yan ni Rolly. Yan ho yung ating farm manager na naka-assign sa Avenue 66. Doon ho sa ating catfish farm. Bali ang this is the 6th time na kanilang pag-spawning ng tilapia ho. Bali, ang ginagamit nating spawning tank natin dito is dirt pond. Bali ho, yung mga tilapia, gumagawa ho, yung male tilapia, gumagawa ho ng nest. At dun ho nilalagay ng female tilapia yung kanyang iklog at ipe-fertilize naman ho ng male. Kanya bitawan ito sa kanyang bunganga. Sees to it na ito ho ay magsusurvive. Yan ho ang sikreto ng tilapia kung bakit sila mabilis dumami.
So wala na ang iklog?
Wala na, puro na ito fry.
Okay. So ito ng last batch.
Oo. Dalawang incubator class, ito na yung natira. Sa may, sa top na may oxygen na.
Okay. Lahat?